Well, today we have a lot of things to do, so I'm going to start the class right away because I really want to discuss all the important things that we are going to talk about today, okay? So hi to everyone. Welcome, Dessa. I think there is another new one. Can you listen to me, Dessa? Yes?
Yes, yes.
Good, good. How are you?
Nervous?
Very well. That's excellent. Very well. Is
My
excellent.
first test.
Okay, welcome to your first class then. We are going to have a good review today, so you'll be able to see a lot of things that we have already studied, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to share my screen with you so we can immediately start talking about the lesson. Oh. Okay. I think you can see there the exercise that I gave you yesterday and that you were supposed to study or look at it, okay? Or try to do it even better. But we are going to discuss all of them today in case you have any question. The first one is, have you been doing this afternoon? And the answer is nothing. So, what would be the best question word to complete this? What, when, where, how, whose, or why?
What?
Thank you. What? Okay. So what have you been doing this afternoon? Nothing. If you ask me, I was preparing the lesson for you. Okay. So the second one is computer. Are you using now? Then I have here Teresa's. What do you think is
How?
What?
whose?
Whose?
Yes, the pronunciation is whose.
Whose? Okay.
Every time, observe that whose is a little different of the other question words. The other question words, I say, what did you, when did you, or do you, where do you, or did you, or does he, how do you, or does he, or did you, why do you, or did you. But when I say whose, after whose, I have to use the word, the noun that I want to identify. For example, I have a mobile here in my hands. Okay? It was on the floor. So I pick it up and I say, whose mobile is this? So, whose mobile is this? I can say, wow, that's a nice car. Whose car is that? So after whose, I always use a noun. Whose car, whose house, whose mobile, whose book. Sometimes in an office, you find a pen or a pencil on the floor, then you can say, whose pencil is this? Or whose pen is this? Okay? It's always necessary to use whose plus the word. Then I have, how old is your grandfather? 60 years old.
How?
How?
You said.
Yes.
Silly me. Okay? This is so natural that I already replied. Okay? So I can ask, for example, in this case, you are going to say, I am, or you can give me the age. For example, Ronaldo, how old are you?
I'm older.
No, now you say, I am
I am 13.
30,
No, 13.
40, 40.
40. 40.
Yes, 40 years old. Yes?
40. Yes.
Okay. The girls don't have to tell me the truth. Okay? The girls can lie, no problem. Okay? I
No
accept.
problem.
Okay?
Never
How
lie.
old are you, Sheila?
Oi?
How old are you? You see, this one. I am.
So, I'm 35.
Okay, 35. Okay, I'm not going to question, so you can lie. How old are you, Marcia?
False or true?
We'll never discover. I think that maybe her husband doesn't know, okay? How old are you, Marcia?
I am 59.
Okay. How old are you, Erica?
I am 47.
Okay. How old are you, Luisa?
15 years old.
15 or 50?
15.
50. 50. Yes?
No.
No.
No. So it's 15.
Yeah, 15.
Yes. Okay. All the words with the teen receive the stress in the teen, like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. If it's like 20, 30, 40, then the stress is not on the second syllable, it's on the first syllable, like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, okay? Understand? How old are you, Dessa?
36.
Okay. How old are you, Maria Eduarda?
15 years old.
Okay. How old are you, Marcela?
25.
Okay. How old are you, Mario? Mario, can you listen to me? How old are you? He doesn't want to tell us the truth. Paula, how old are you, Paula? Paula, how old are you? That's another one that doesn't want to talk about. Okay, no problem. Let's continue. Number 4. I will try to control myself now not to give the answer, okay? Sometimes it's very difficult. It's logical for me only to read. Hello, Sabrina. How are you? There is a new student. I think it's her first class too. She's connecting. So number 4. Is the party beginning? I have here at 5 p.m. So what is the correct?
What time?
What time? Or is there any other possibility?
When?
When?
Very good. Very good. When? When is the party beginning? At 5 o'clock. Okay? Did you take my bike yesterday? Because mine is broken.
Why?
Okay. See, this is the question. The mineiros never make a mistake. Okay? Yeah, they love why. Why? Is George going to fly to Los Angeles? Is
Where?
George,
Where?
where is George going to fly? To Los Angeles. Very good. Number 7. Are you going to work tomorrow? The answer is by bus. So what's the question?
No.
How?
How? Every time you want to know about the means of transport, you use how. Okay, like, how do you go to work? You can say by car, by bus, by subway, by underground. You can also say, for example, on foot. Observe the preposition. If you say foot, like walking, the preposition is not by foot. It's on foot. They love these in proficiency tests, even in vestibulares, okay? I have seen, what's the name of that very important vestibular?
The name?
No, not a name. The other one for the public universities. Or they don't have that anymore. They love this kind of question because that's the only exception you have, okay? So when you say foot is not by foot. It's on foot. Okay? On. Now, the other one, number 8. Is Tony still in bed? He's ill.
Why?
Why? There is the mineira again. Why is Tony still in bed? Then number 9. No, number 9 is easy because it starts with dictionary did she take? The answer is my brothers.
Whose?
Whose? Number 11. Day was yesterday. What's the answer?
11?
When?
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 No.
What?
When is 10. 11 is what?
11 is what? What day was yesterday? Just like if I ask you, what day is today? Today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. You know, there is that famous restaurant, TJIF. TJIF. Have you heard this name? In Brazil, we say only Fridays. But the name of the restaurant is TJIF. Thank God it's Friday. Okay?
Okay.
Now, did you buy at the grocer's sugar and flour?
What?
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 Pay attention that grocer is a little supermarket, okay? When it's big, you call it a supermarket. When it's small, you can say grocer, okay? Is your brother going to work at the local hospital?
Where?
Where? Not when. It's a place, at the local hospital. So it's where. Where is your brother going to work? At the local hospital. Now, number 14. Did you celebrate your birthday? Very well.
How?
How?
Excellent. You guys are fantastic today. And the last one. Time is your husband coming?
What?
What?
What time is your husband coming? At 8 p.m. Excellent. Congratulations to you all. Okay? Very good. Let's go to the other part. Let's review this very fast because we have already studied. I told you it was just a review, and I want to do the exercise. The exercises are more important than the review. Okay? So, okay. If you remember, we have already talked about the simple present, the present continuous, the simple past, and the future. The present continuous is the one that is formed using the verb to be, always, like I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are, and they are. And I use another verb adding the suffix ing, okay? So we are studying English now. You can say, yeah, but we study English every day. Yes, it's true. We study English every day. That is simple present. But at this moment, if I ask you, for example, if in the middle of the class I telephone you and I say, hi, Marcela, what are you doing? She's going to say, I am. Marcela.
I
what
am
are you,
fine.
what
I
are you
am
doing now?
studying.
I am studying. You see, this is what she's doing at this moment. So it is very easy to ask questions in the present continuous because I have the verb to be. So if I want to ask a question, it's only necessary to invert the position of the verb. Instead of saying, you are, I say, are you? He is he? Understand? So I have here the question form. Am I doing the right thing? Is Mary doing her homework? Are they playing tennis? Are you coming with me? Are you listening to me? Is the dog eating its food? Okay, so it's very simple. And if you want to make a negative, It's the same. It's only necessary to add not after the verb to be. We are not studying Italian now. We are studying English. Okay? Understand this? And then you have here the use. It's used for an action that is happening now at this moment. Okay? Especially when I say, for example, listen, look, something is happening. Understand? Listen, John is playing the piano. He's playing a classical music. Okay? Now, we cannot use, and I gave you a long list of verbs that are not possible to be used with the present continuous. Okay? Especially verbs of opinion, verbs of feelings, like I am needing, doesn't exist. I am understanding, it's not possible. These verbs should be used in the present or in the past. You can say, oh, I understand the teacher. Or even, now I understand teacher. Okay? And also with the verb to think, but think has two meanings. One is possession, and the other is going through my mind, my opinion. In this case, it's possible. I can ask you, John is thinking about visiting New York. That means he's planning, he's making all the plans. But when I say, John thinks that Mary is beautiful, that's his opinion. So in this case, it's not possible to use the ing. Okay? All right?
All right.
Right.
All right.
Excellent. Now, if the present continuous is used to describe an action that is happening now, there is one word that it's very strange to appear in the present continuous. Always. Okay? You see, with always, we don't use the present continuous. John smokes a lot. John always smokes a lot. John is always smoking. This is not very good because it is an action that happens with a certain frequency. And that's the present, not the present continuous. Okay? Understand this?
Okay.
So avoid, don't use always with the present continuous. Use it now. If you want to say always, you can use with the simple present, simple past, and other tense. Okay? Now, in the present, action is associated with adverbs of the present time. Now, at this moment, today, still. I can use all these adverbs of time with the present continuous. Like we're studying English at this moment. I'm working very hard today. I'm still reading that book. I'm still doing my homework. That's possible. It means the action is still in progress. Okay? All right?
All right.
Okay. Well, the other part that we are going to start introducing for the first time now is other modal verbs. What is a modal verb? Modal verb is kind of an auxiliary verb that is never used alone. For example, the verb to go, I can use I go. How do you go to school? I go to school by car. That's possible. But when I use a modal verb, I need to use two verbs, the modal and the main verb. The main verb is always used after the modal in the base form. So, for example, the first one that appears here is must, that is similar in meaning to have to. So, I must give classes every day. Must give. This is kind of an obligation. Understand? So, I must give classes every day. You must clean your bedroom once a week. Okay? This is something that you are obliged to do. Must always gives the idea of an obligation. Okay? And it's interesting because if you want to ask questions with modal verbs, it's not necessary to use do, does, or did. It's only necessary to invert, just like the verb to be. Okay, like, what must you do tomorrow? Tomorrow, I must make a translation job. Tomorrow, I must make a translation job, or I must translate a presentation. Understand this? So every time you use must, is something that you have the obligation to do. Okay? After must, okay, continuing. If you want to make a negative sentence, you just use not with must. I can say you mustn't, if you use the contraction, mustn't, or you must not smoke here. Okay? One day, for example, I was smoking a cigarette in the Central Park in New York, in the open air, outdoors, and a police officer came to me and said, "Excuse me, sir, you must not smoke here." And I was, really? I was very surprised because it was outside. I said, "But it's outdoors." He said, "Yes, but there is a zoo near here, and the smoke is not good for the animals." I was, okay. I felt very stupid, okay? The smoke was not good for the animals. So he was concerned about the animals, not me. Understand? So, must not. Must has the same idea of have to. But the difference is that have to is an equivalent, is not a modal verb. Some people call it semi-modal. Why it's not a modal verb? Because if you want to ask a question, you cannot say, have you to clean? I have to use do or does in the present and did in the past. And if I want to make negatives, I have to use don't, doesn't in the present, and didn't in the past. But in the affirmative, I can say, I must clean my bedroom once a week, or I have to clean my bedroom once a week. Understand this? If I want to ask a question, must I clean my bedroom once a week? Do I have to clean my bedroom once a week? No, you have to clean your bedroom every day. Understand the difference between must and have to?
Yes.
Okay. Another very important thing, because many people don't like using must, they prefer to use have to. It's okay. But observe that in the negative, the idea is not the same. The idea is the same in the affirmative only. When I say, you must do this now, it's kind of an order, an obligation. Understand? If I say, you don't have to do this now, means it's not necessary. You see, in the negative, the idea is different. Okay? Understand or no?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, the next modal verb I want to talk about is can. Can. Can is used to talk about physical or mental abilities that you have. Physical or mental abilities that you have. Understand? So, I can speak English. That is a mental ability. Okay? I can play computer games. You can say that's also mental. I can play the piano. I can play basketball. Understand these or no? Understand this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So every time you use can, you are talking about a physical or mental ability that you have. Okay? So I can't play tennis. That means I have no ability. He can't go to school today. That's not possible. Maybe he's sick. He's not feeling very well. Understand? Maybe you can ask me, oh, teacher, is it possible to use can to ask for permission? Permission. Yes, the answer is yes, but only with friends. Only with people that you are very familiar with. You cannot ask a stranger, can you help? Can you give me a ride? Can you help me? Because can is informal. And if the person is not your friend, you should not use can. You should use may. We are going to talk about may below. So, can I, informal. May I is formal. So usually if you pay attention to students in a regular school, when they want to ask the teacher a question, they never say, can I ask you a question? The teacher understands, but because of teacher, student different, the best would be, may I ask you a question? Understand? I am in a friend's house. I ask him, can I drink some water? Can I use your telephone? Because the guy is my friend. So it's possible to use can. But if I am in a house of a stranger, somebody that is not my friend, I should say, may I drink some water? May I use your phone? Okay? Imagine, for example, you take a bus, you are standing up, and there is a place to sit down next to a very big guy. If you say, can I sit here? Probably he's going to look at you and say, no, because he's not your friend. But if you say, excuse me, may I sit here? I'm sure he's going to say, yes, of course. Understand? Because you are being very polite. So he's going to answer politely. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Can is auxiliary. So if I want to ask a question, can you? Okay, I can ask, for example, Ronaldo, can you drive?
Yes, I can dive.
I can. Yes, you can stop. Yes, I can. Okay? Luisa, can you cook?
No.
No, I can't.
No, I can't.
Yes, like, tá quente, can't. No, I can't. Okay?
Okay.
Cynthia, can you speak Spanish?
Yes, I speak.
Yes, I can.
I
Pay
can,
attention
sorry.
to the question.
Yes.
Can you? If you want to give me a long answer, oh, yes. Yo hablo español muy bien. That's okay. You can complete. Yes, I can speak Spanish very well. But if you give me a short answer, you use the same verb. Can you? Yes, I can. Paula, can you play the piano? No, I can't. Good. Eduarda, can you speak English?
No, I can't.
Love this. Very
Not
good.
yet.
Yeah. Oh, somebody gave you a very good answer. Not yet. Ainda não.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we finish the classes, probably you say, yes, I can. Mario, can you cook? I think his microphone is no good.
Yes.
Can you answer? No, I can't. Paula, can you cook?
Oh, I can.
Can't?
Can.
Yes, I can, or no, I can't?
No, I can't.
Really? How old are you, Paula? Paula? She doesn't want, she can't. How old are you? She doesn't want to tell me the age, but she can't cook. Marcos, can you use a computer? I got a private response here. Maybe she's going to tell me privately. No, I can't. Okay. Marcos, your microphone is not working. Yeah, I think his microphone is not working. Okay. Let me see if I have more people here. Okay, I got a reply from Marcos. Ugh, come on. Oops. Sorry, wrong button. Okay. Okay, let me get here. Sheila, are you listening to me? Sheila?
Oi?
How about you? Can you cook?
Yes, I can.
All right. How about you, Marcela? Can you drive?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Any question about this or no question?
No question.
So understand the use of can. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Let's go to the next part, please. I have here would like, would like. Oh, when I say, do you want? Okay, do you want? The idea is the same of would you like? Okay, oh, would you like a cup of tea? It's the same of do you want a cup of tea? But there is no difference, teacher. Well, the difference is when you use would you like, it's more formal than do you want. Understand? So if you want to be a little more polite, a little bit more, Paula's also problems with the audio. Marcos, okay, don't have a microphone. No worries. Okay, just listen and enjoy. Understand? So, do you want to dance? Would you like to dance? It's the same. But when I say would you like, it's more formal. Would is the past tense of will. Understand? The past tense of will. And every time you say would plus a verb, it's always a kind of a conditional thing. Like, I would go, eu iria. I would sing, eu cantaria. I would like, eu gostaria. You see, it's always more formal than I want. I want is like, eu quero. Okay? So, many times I want to offer my wife help. Then I say, would you like me to help you? Sometimes she says, yes, please. Can you do this or can you do that? Or sometimes she says, no, that's not necessary. Okay? Understand, would you like? Would is also an auxiliary and a modal verb. So if you want to ask questions, you just need to place it in front. Would you? Okay, would you go? Would you like? Would you travel? Okay, would you see? It's always like that. And the negative is formed by saying, I wouldn't. Okay, like,
Okay.
I wouldn't go out nowadays because of the coronavirus. I wouldn't go out. That's my opinion. If you want to go out, it's your problem. Okay? In my case, no. I don't want to go out. I wouldn't go out. Okay? Only if it's a real emergency. Okay? Then I have here, and I want to talk about this. Need I come with you? This for somebody that has American English is very strange. For example, I grew up in the United States. In the United States, need is not used as a semi-modal verb. In the United States, it would be necessary to say, do you need me to come with you? I don't need. But in England and British English, in Malta, it's possible to listen to people saying, need I come? Need I come? And also the negative, I needn't. But this doesn't exist in American English. In American English is I don't need. Okay? Do you need any help? No, I don't need any help. In England, they would say, need you any help? No, I needn't any help. But this is British English. Okay? So maybe in Australia, New Zealand, Malta, they use need. That's why I put here to show Marcia and Marcela, okay? Erica studied in Malta too. I don't know if she ever heard need as a semi-modal, use it in this sense, but it's possible, okay? Now, then I have can I, may I, or could I? The three forms, the three, can I, may I, could I? They are used to ask for permission. Can I sit here? Informal. May I sit here? Formal. Could I sit here? Formal. Understand? Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Now, observe the negatives. You cannot, you mustn't smoke in this room. In both cases, the idea is that smoking is not permitted, like the police officer told me at the Central Park in New York. You mustn't smoke here, or you cannot smoke here. And every time the negative is important, don't use the contraction, like you can. This is just a negative, okay? Like I can't go. This is just a normal negative sentence. If it's the negative is an important thing, I should say, I'm sorry, I cannot go today, but I can go tomorrow. Okay? Understand? So
Yes.
every time the negative is the most important, don't use the contraction. Okay? So there is an example here. Can I go to the park with my friends? You see, probably is a boy or a girl asking his father or mother. With your father and your mother, you don't have to say, may I go? Because it's your father and your mother. So, Mom, can I go to the park with my friends? Yes, you can. So it's used to give permission. Okay?
Yes.
Excellent. And then, of course, we have, again, a review of the simple present. We have already seen this, okay? It's used to talk about actions that happen every day. So I work, I get up, I brush my teeth, I comb my little hair, okay? I take a shower. Every time you want to talk about things that you do every day, every week, every month, the frequency is not the most important. What is important is the habit. So if you say I go to Batuba every year, it's perfect. It's only once a year, but it's perfect. It's a habit. Understand? So I use the simple present. Okay? In the simple present, if you want to ask questions, you have to use do for I, you, we, and they. And for the third person singular, he, she, it, I have to use does. Does he like? Does she like? Observe that the pronunciation is not does. Does sounds like z, like goes, z, not s. All right? Okay? Then you have here many examples. You can read this. Okay? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now, since this is a review, I'm going fast, okay? Because I want to see the exercise. There is another very common expression, have got. Have got is exactly the same of have. But it's interesting because it's more commonly used than have. Instead of saying, I have a headache, it's more common to listen to people saying, I've got a headache. Okay? Or sometimes people ask you, have you got a cigarette? No, I don't smoke. On the streets, especially in big cities like New York, London, Paris, people always ask, have you got some change? Have you got some change when they're asking for money? Understand? They never say, do you have? They say, have you got? So I say, I have got, you have got. He, she, or it has got. In this case, have is an auxiliary verb. So if you want to ask a question, I simply say, have you got? Okay? Have you got a car in Malta, Marcia?
Oh, I have.
Have you got a car in Malta, Marcela?
I'm not. Eu não, eu não tô em Malta ainda.
Ah, so it's no. But have you got a car in Brazil?
Yes,
I have.
I have.
Okay? Understand this?
Okay.
So, have you got? It's a very common expression with the same meaning of have. And the negative is I haven't. For the third person, he, she, it hasn't. Hasn't. Sounds like Z. Okay? So you have here all the possibilities. Okay? And then again, because we have studied this, you have the adverbs of frequency that are used in the simple present. Remember, always, frequently, occasionally, often, sometimes, usually, every day, every night. Okay? So these adverbs are important to describe the frequency that you do something. Okay? Like I work every day. I always work. I sometimes, okay, drink a glass of wine. But this is not common. I sometimes. I never drink beer. This is never. I don't like, so I never drink beer. Okay? So it's very common because if you simply say, I go to work by car, only this, I am sure the other person is going to ask you, how often? Every day? Because it's kind of important to understand the complete sentence, the frequency, understand? So how often? Every day. So you have here a lot of examples using these, asking questions, okay? And then I told you in this last part here, combine it with a question word. Oops. Oops. Here. This part here is important. Is how to ask questions. I told you that when you want to ask a question about the subject person, it's not necessary to use do or does. You simply replace. Like, who lives in that house? John. Who drives that car? Marcela. Okay? But if I want to ask a question about an object, not person, thing, I have to use what? Like, what happened? What broke down? My car. Understand? So, for the other, when, how, whose, I always need to use do, does, or did in the past, or the modal. How can you go to work if the subway is not working? I walk. Okay? How will you go to work tomorrow? I'll go to work by car. I always need to use the auxiliaries if the question is not about the subject. Only when the question is about the subject, I replace the subject by who or what. It's like what you have here. What do you do? What do you do? The subject is you. So I'm a teacher. Where do you live? I live in Minas. Okay? How does he get to work? He gets to work by car. But if I want to ask about the subject, who takes private English lessons? Who is the subject? So I don't need to use do or does. Who meets you every Sunday? It's different of who do you meet every Sunday? When I say who do you meet, the subject is you. Who do you meet every Sunday? My friends. Who meets the friends every Sunday? The teacher. Okay? And you also have to be careful with whose. I told you that whose is always followed by the noun. Whose bicycle, whose car, whose house. Okay, then you have all the examples here. Okay? We already saw some questions, and here you have the example. Okay? Let's go to the next part. Now, in English, to form the imperative, it's very easy. What is imperative? Is when I give a command. For example, Ronaldo, mute your microphone. Understand? So I'm giving a kind of a order, a command. So in this case, I don't need to say you. I can start with the verb, like stand up, sit down, okay? Put your money on the ground. Put your hands on the ground, okay? If it's an assault, for example. So every time I have an imperative sentence, I start with the verb. Sit down, shut up. That's not polite. Be quiet. That's polite, okay? Or if you want to start with let, you can. It's the same. Let me sit down. But in this case, it's not imperative. You're just asking the other person to let you sit down, to give you the permission to sit down. So let me sit down. Let him or her sit down. Let us, okay? Many people probably use, but they don't know. When I say let's go, it's let us go. But I use the contraction let's. This apostrophe S is not let is, it's let us. Okay? So let's go. You must be included. Okay? So here you have many examples. Come to our party with John. It's an invitation. Beware of the dog. Yeah, this is a very common sign that you can find in the United States. You put in front of your house. Be aware of the dog. That means the dog is very fierce. Do be careful, okay? It's a warning sign. Turn left at the traffic lights, then go past the supermarket when you're giving directions, okay? You also use the imperative. And here you have all the different forms of questions. Am I, would you, have you seen, have you got, blah, 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 blah. Our time finished, but there are many exercises for you to do. For example, could you to drive a car when you were 13 years old? Is this sentence okay or not okay?
Not okay.
Not okay.
Não.
Yes. Why is it not okay?
Could you to drive? To drive.
I never use to after modals. Okay? So I can go, you must go, you may go. Never say I will to go. So here, could you drive? If your brother goes to the graduation party, he can meet my sister. Is that right or wrong?
Wrong.
What's the problem, Marcia?
Meet. Meet.
Thank you. Meet. Oh, meets? No, that's in the present. I couldn't open the door because I didn't have a key. Right or wrong?
Right.
Wrong.
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 I couldn't open.
Open.
No, I couldn't open.
Open. Open. I couldn't. I couldn't.
When
Did
you-
you have it's okay? Is
Pardon?
it okay? Is
What?
it okay? Didn't you have?
Yes, I
Yes.
couldn't open the door because I didn't have a key. It's in the past.
Okay.
Like last night when I got home, I couldn't open the door because I didn't have a key.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank
When
you.
John arrived at the airport last Saturday, he can't find the right gate. Is that right or wrong?
Right.
Ronaldo thinks it's right. Marcia, Sheila, Erica,
Right.
Marcela,
Right.
Fernanda. There are many people today. Oh,
No.
no, it's wrong. Why? The first part
Why?
is good. When John arrived at the airport last Saturday, is this present or past?
Pass.
Best.
Excellent. So go to the next part. He can't find. Can is present or future. In the past, I have to change. He couldn't find.
Couldn't. Couldn't. Yeah. Okay.
Understand? Is the past tense of
Yeah.
can. I
Couldn't.
didn't told John he was wrong. Right or wrong?
Wrong.
Right.
Wrong.
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 Yes, I didn't told. After
Yeah.
didn't, I only use the verb in the present. I
Oh,
didn't
really?
tell. I didn't
didn't
tell John
Tell.
he was wrong. He don't does the exercise every day.
Wrong.
Wrong.
What is the correct?
He doesn't
Does.
do the
Doesn't.
exercise.
Excellent. He doesn't do the exercise every day. Look, it rains now. Right or wrong?
Wrong. Wrong.
Look at.
Look,
It's raining.
it's raining.
It's
Okay.
raining.
Because now it is raining now. The box is very heavy. Bob can't lift it. Right or wrong?
Right.
Right.
Perfect. This is perfect.
Right.
Bob is too tired for do his homework. Right or wrong?
Wrong.
Wrong. What's the problem?
Bobby was.
Mm-mm.
To do.
No. Yes.
To do.
Thank you. Who said that?
Erica.
Okay, thank you, Erica, for helping me. I didn't know the answer. Bob is too tired to do, not for do. Understand?
Yeah.
Tired to do something. It's easy to complete. After adjectives, I always have, it's difficult to do it, it's easy to do it, it's expensive to buy. Not open the window. Is that right or wrong?
Right.
Wrong.
You're thinking in Portuguese, Ronaldo. In English, yes.
Don't
In
open.
Don't.
Don't open.
Don't. I confuse them. Don't.
Yes, it's necessary to use do. We ran it away when we saw the dog.
Right.
Right.
No, wrong.
Wrong.
Yes. Run is not a regular verb. The past tense is ran away. We ran away when we saw the
Ran.
dog. Ran.
Ran.
R-A-N.
Ran. Yeah.
Just to finish this. John working now, right or wrong?
Wrong.
What is correct?
John is
It's
working now.
working.
Is working. If I don't use the verb to be, it's wrong. What time will arrive the plane? Right or wrong?
Right.
Ah, eu não fiz esse.
No?
No. What the time I arrive? The plane?
Yes. Oh, that's
I-
why the problem is when you think in Portuguese. What time will the plane arrive? Understand?
Oh.
I only place in front will, not will arrive. The plane will arrive at 6 o'clock. What time will the plane arrive? The construction is always question word, auxiliary verb, subject, and then the verb. The auxiliary verb is will, the verb is arrive. Arrive should go after the plane. There is some people in front of my house, right or
There
wrong?
are.
Right.
Wrong.
Wrong. There
There
are
are.
some people. Okay?
There are some, yes, yeah, there are.
People
Yes.
is plural. Excellent. Oh, you guys were very good today, but there are many more exercises here. So please, can you do them over the weekend? On Monday, we can discuss. Okay?
Ok.
Okay.
Thank you very much for watching my class. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Okay?
Ok.
Bye-bye now.
Bye, bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Aqui.